Right, here we are in lesson 12, video 3, last one, and module 5, of course, and this is number 2 in your book, and it says use two different methods to evaluate 2 3/5 times 3 1/8. So you have to show it in two different methods. So maybe you want to show it in the break apart and distribute method. Maybe you want to show it in the area model. Maybe you want to show it in changing them both to improper fractions, fractions larger than 1, and multiplying them together. Well, let's give it a try. Let's start with break apart and distribute. So 2 3/5, right? That's the same as 2 3/5. 2 plus 3/5 times 3 plus 1/8. So we're just breaking it into place value, kind of expanding out the problem a little bit. Then we're going to take our whole numbers, we're going to multiply them together. So we're going to do 2 times 3. Okay, and then we're going to add that to 3/5 times 3, and then we're going to add that to 2 times 1/8, and then we're going to add that to 3/5 times 1/8. Okay, so one of the hardest parts of the break apart and distribute is that you make sure that everything gets multiplied by everything. You don't stop too early, right? So you noticed I did 2 times 3, and then 3/5 times 3. And then let me get a different color, and I'll show you 2 times 1/8 and 3/5 times 1/8. Okay, so you want to make sure that you get all the parts. Maybe it's making you think about that area model, right? Where you're taking all the parts and multiplying them by each other. Okay, so then we have 2 times 3. Okay, that's 6, plus 3 times 3/5. Being careful to make sure that we remember it's a whole number. So that would be 9/5, plus 2 times 1/8. Once again, a whole number. So 2/8, plus 3/5 times 1/8. So this time we're going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator. So 3, 5 times 8 is 40. Okay, nice. But now we have different denominators to add together. And we got to remember now we're adding, not multiplying. Okay, so I noticed that this one is 40, and this one is 8, and this one is 5. And I know that 5 times 8 is 40. So I'm going to change everything to 40ths. Okay, except of course my 6. I'm going to keep my whole number, but be careful not to lose it. So I'm going to add it there so that I don't forget about it later. Okay, then 9/5. I got to multiply that times 8 over 8 to change it to 40ths, right? So 9 times 8 is 72. 5 times 8 is 40. This is now 72 40ths. Okay, and then 2/8. 2/8 times 5 over 5 is going to be 10 40ths. And then 3 40ths. Okay, so I could add all of my fractions together. 72, 82, 83, 84, 85. So now I have 85 40ths. I'm going to bring that 6 down again just because I don't want to lose it. Sometimes people get so caught up in their other work they forget their whole number and then their answer's wrong just because of that. So 85 40ths, okay, that one's not too bad. I could drop my 85 inside my division problem. This is just another way to do it. I could say 2 times 40 is 80 with 5 left over. That's going to be 2 and 5 40ths. Just go around 2 and 5 40ths. All right, another way to do it would be to look inside your 85 and say, oh, 40 and 40, that's 80. So that's going to be 2 with 5 40ths left over, right? And then I need to add those two together. 8 and 5 40ths is my final answer. Took a lot of work, Took a lot of focus. Is there another way you would like to do it? Maybe you'd like to do the area model, or maybe you'd like to change them both to improper fractions first. Let me just get some more paper, and let's try changing them both to improper fractions. Remember, it said you have to show two ways, so we're showing them our two ways. We're starting with 2 3/5 plus 3 1/8. Okay? So we have to change those to improper fractions, the whole thing, right? So 2 is the same as 5/5 and 5/5, right? Because those are the same as 1. Any number over itself is 1. So 5/5 and 5/5, that's 2. And 3/5, so altogether that's 13/5. And then 3 is 8/8 and 8/8 and 8/8. Or you could say 3 times 8 is 24/8. I'm just showing you where those numbers come from so you don't get confused. And 1/8. So 3 times 8 is 24 plus 1, 25/8. So I'm going to add those two together. Oh, sorry. Multiply. I'm multiplying these. Sorry, see, even I get confused, right? I'm multiplying 13/5 times 25/8. Now I have to do 13 times 25, right? 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1, 5 plus 1 is 6, magic 0. 2 times 3 is 6, 1 times 2, 325, and then 5 times 8 is 40, 325 40ths. Well, a little bit less work, but now I'm up to 325 40ths. So I have to divide 325 by 40, see how many whole numbers are going to be in there, right? Okay, so I could think about 4s. 4 times 8 is 32, right? So 40 times 8 is going to be 320, and then I have 5 left over. Sorry, this 8 should have been over here. There we go. So that's 8 and 5 40ths. Do you remember that number? Does it seem familiar? Yes, it is. Okay, and if this is confusing, you can pause it, you can copy it down, you can think about it, you can ask me about it, right? I'm thinking we might want to look at the area model. 2 3/5, 3 1/8, right? We said you could set it up however you wanted as long as you split up your place value. You see what I did there, right? Now I'm going to do my multiplying. 2 times 3 is 6. 3/5 times 3 is 9/5. 2 times 1/8 is 2/8. 1/8 times 3/5 is 3/40. Okay, but now I have the same problem that I had the first time where I have to change everything to 40ths. Hopefully you're really good at working with your fractions. You did work with fractions quite a bit in Module 3, so changing all of these to 40ths shouldn't be too bad, but I understand, right? It can be challenging. Here I multiplied times 5, and here I'm multiplying times 8. Thinking about what I did in the other problem too, right? Okay, and then they all add up together. 6 plus 10 40ths plus 3 40ths plus 72 40ths, and I know it's going to add up to 8 and 5 40ths. Okay, I hope that's helping you. Awesome job. Keep working. You can do it. I used to be so bad at math, when I was in 5th grade. My 5th grade teacher would be so happy to see me now, I'm sure. And just keep on trying. You will get better. Thanks for your hard work. Aloha.